And I bought this tool here, Steel Man, and you just screw this onto the valve. And I like to leave that rag there again. So what's going to happen, once I put this on there and I start prying, it's going to pry this out. And this large piece of rubber down here is going to pop right off. Let me put it on pause. So I put it on pause so I could go get one of the ones. I think this was the one from the right front that I've already done. But once I put this tool, once I use this tool and I start prying on it, what happens is it pops this piece of rubber. This is that large piece of rubber. It pops it right off of there. And there's the screw. I put the screw back on there. But there's the one I just took out of this one. So I'm going to put that tool on there, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's on. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so there's the screw screwed onto the valve stem. And you can see the big rubber piece down there. And I've got my rag here so that that rubber piece won't end up inside of the tire. And then I just pry it off. I'm going to put it on pause while I do that. Okay, so I had to use 2 pieces of 5/8 inch plywood in order to get enough leverage to pull this thing out. And you look down in my rag, there's the rubber piece there. So now it's just a matter of putting my Autel MX sensors that I bought in. I'm going to put it on pause. Okay, so here is my, I'm going to move this away from that other sensor that's on that tire so it won't try to sense it. My TS508. And I'm going to use the quick mode here. So I'm just going to push yes for quick mode. Since I've already done this Subaru, it automatically goes to Subaru Outback. Mine's a 2010, so this shows between 2008 and 2015. Yes. I'm going to use the step 3 here, program sensors. So I just use this down arrow to go down to program sensor. Yes. Copy by activation. Because I've already read my OEM sensors and they're stored in here, I'm going to say, yeah, copy by activation. And I want to do the left front. Okay, so that's number 1. I've already done the right front, the right rear, and the left rear. So that's the only one left. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to push yes, copy. Keep program sensors within 4 inch. It's starting to program right now. So it's programming that sensor I just put in there. These Autel MX sensors come blank, and that's why it's got to be programmed. So there's the ID that it just put in it. That was the ID from my old OEM sensor. And so it's programmed now. So I just say, it says press any key to continue. Please install the program sensor to the corresponding left front sensor. Tire, to the corresponding tire at left front sensor. Yes. Okay, so I'm done. I just push the on-off button, let it turn off. Shutting down. Okay, so that sensor is programmed. All I got to do is put it in the tire. Pause it. Okay, so I'm about ready to put that sensor in there. This is Murphy's wood cleaner, wood soap that I bought at Walmart, I think, for $3.58. Anyway, I mixed it up with some water here, and this is what I used along with this brush here. I would put it all the way around the tires before I started trying to do the BeadBuster. And then after I started to get the bead broke a little bit, then I put a little bit more, trying to get that lubrication between the rim and the tire. And now that I've got it, still have the bead broken, I'm just going to try to clean all of that off with that soap. Go all the way around. And then right down there is where the new MX sensor is going to come through. Just clean that out a little bit. Get some more soap on here. Put some of that soap on the back side because I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to put some of that soap on the actual rubber sensor. Kind of lubricate it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off so I can use both hands. But that's what I try to do. Try to lubricate up that rubber. Lubricate up the hole over there. And lubricate the whole tire going around and clean the rim so that I get a good seat. Once I have that sensor in there, then I'm going to start putting air in. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so you can see that I've got the sensor in the hole. I'm going to use this same tool to pull it up in there. And right here you can see there's a groove. That groove has got to go up into the rim. And I'm going to put it on pause while I pull that up in there and get it to seat. Okay, so it's up in there. That's my new Autel MX sensor. And just pulled it up in there. You can kind of hear it pop when it pops in and seats. So now I take that tool off. I'm going to put it on pause, take the tool off, take this tire down to my garage where I mean my barn, my horse barn, where I keep my compressor, and I'll air it up. I might take a little footage down there. Okay, so I took the 2x4 and a piece of plywood off of this side over here. Took the BeadBuster off of this part right over here. Kind of watched the tire go up and it cleared the sensor. You just kind of want to keep an eye on it whenever you're taking all the pressure off of the tire. Make sure the tire is clearing that sensor and not putting pressure on it. Anyway, now all I got to do is put it in my wheelbarrow, take it down to the barn, and put some air in it. Okay, so I'm down here. This is my compressor, and it's sitting on about 85 psi. The regulators also, I got it turned up, 85 psi. So start airing this thing up. And listen for the pop. So I stopped the video because the air compressor came on. Makes a hell of a lot of noise. I should have just left it, but I wanted you to hear the pop. But I should have just turned the air compressor off. I had it on auto, and I should have had it on off because 85 psi was more than enough to air up this last tire. Anyway, if I had had it off, then you could have heard the pop. It's already popped. I stopped airing it up and turned off the air compressor, and it popped once and then it popped twice. So Right now, I'm sure it only has about, oh, I don't know. I'm going to guess around 15 PSI. It's not even registering. It's not even 10 PSI and it popped. So I'm going to put some more air in it. I'm going to pause it. I don't think it's going to pop anymore because it already popped pretty loud twice. With only 10 PSI or less than 10 PSI. Let's see where I'm at now. So now I'm up to about 24 PSI. And I want 35, so I'll just keep going. I'm going to put it on pause. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. About 35 PSI, which is about perfect for winter. I don't want the TPS, I don't want the low tire pressure light to come on because it's cold. So I think that's about perfect. Go take it back up there and put it on the car. Okay, it's a done deal. 4 brand new sensors in all of the 4 different tires. And I started this morning around 9:30. It's 1:42. But I spent a lot of time trying to fish out that socket that I dropped in between the tire and the rim. Finally came up with an idea to get it out with a magnet. Got it out with this magnet right here. You can see it is a magnet. That came in extremely handy to get that part out. Before I thought of that, I thought, man, now I'm going to have to take the tires into Discount Tire, have them dismount that tire, get that piece out, probably rebalance it. Anyway, because I didn't break the bead on the back side of the rim, only broke it on the front side, so I could get to the TPMS, to the OEM TPMS, and so I don't think those tires need to be rebalanced because I didn't really move the tires on the rim. I like this tool. Worked out good for me. Probably would have been cheaper just to go to Discount Tire instead of buying the tool and the sensors and the bead breaker. That all adds up. But now I have the tool. I have the BeadBuster. I would have to buy more sensors if my wife's go out. She has a 2012 Nissan, so I imagine those are going to go out in the near future, probably within the next couple of years. My daughter has a 2014 Jeep Patriot, so hopefully this equipment will pay for itself. That's the end of this video.